Hi guys. Hi guys, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to my channel where I focus on early game and mid game stuff. Topic of today is going to be events and tournaments. There's quite a bit of stuff going on, so I thought, especially in the tournament bracket right here, so I thought this might be a good time to talk about these kind of things. So first off, we have a Lizardman faction specific tournament for the Spider dungeon and the Dragon dungeon going on. Let's get these out of the way. Usually when you're in early game and mid game, you can't really focus on these tournaments just because you don't have the champions for it. The rewards can be pretty great. Getting these prism shards is always a nice thing. Yeah, but when you don't have the champions, you're just going to struggle, fight inefficient stages, and then you will spend your energy inefficiently, even though that, like I said, these rewards are pretty great. The exception is actually the Spider tournament. Check which faction you need champions in. And for Spider tournament, you can basically just do stage 10 of Spider and do or get tournament points relatively efficiently. You'll just need a champion that has a decent damage AoE A1 attack. Like Bellower, for example, he is all AoE, so he's even better. For the Lizardman faction, you can check if you have Basilisk. Where is he? Oh no, that's the legendaries. He is an epic champion. If you have Basilisk, he has an AoE A1. You just put him in, get him in decent gear, put him in Spider stage 10, and he just nukes down the waves and the Spider at the same time. Right. Yeah, the rest of the tournaments is not really something that you want to look into. The Dragon tournament, you will have to have a pretty big roster of Lizardman champions in order to be able to complete this. There is a few champions that can solo Dragon as well, but they are very scarce. And yeah, you are gonna have to decide for yourself if you feel like stage 16, for example, is efficient enough for you to do one of these tournaments and to yeah, get these prisms. You'll have to decide that for yourself, or even lower stages. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, even though the rewards seem to be pretty great in these events. All right, let's get into this video properly now, and let's talk about events which are coming up a bit more frequently and which are definitely more important to us all. There is one champion training tournament going on right now. That is definitely one of the events that you want to focus on. I think I'll first talk about the rewards and then talk a bit about how to finish these tournaments, how to approach these tournaments in the best possible way. I'll try to keep that brief though. The reason the champion tournaments are great, it's simply you have to do champion training anyways, and the rewards can be pretty amazing as well. Problem in this tournament, there is no legendary tome, which is a real pity. The legendary tomes are usually what are the biggest incentive for me to do champion training, but the rewards are still, you know, decent. In this case, I'm not particularly fussed about them, to be honest, but I'm having champion training. I have to do champion training anyway, so why not get these extra rewards? And there is a path event going on at the same time, the Orcs path, so that's double dipping, and yeah, definitely worth it to do champion training at this point in time. So there we have the first big thing that I actually want to talk about, and that is when you look at events, see where you can double dip and go for those events so that you get the most rewards for your energy, basically. All right, champion training, very important. Like I said, I'm not too fussed about these rewards. Let me just talk about them briefly. These mythical tomes, they are a long-term investment, basically, if I'm trying to get those. And 15,000 points, that's quite high. I mean, it's a mythical tome, so I understand, but it's still going to be a pretty crazy grind. And they will only help me if I get a mythical champion, and I don't see that happening very soon, to be quite honest. I don't even have a single of these mythical shards here. So yeah, that being said, there is a 75 fragments of mythical shards, forgot the name right now, so that's decent. I'm not valuing chaos or particularly high, so that's not amazing. Let's talk about these coins right here, these essence coins. They might be the best rewards in here. I'm definitely going for these, the smaller coins, because I feel like when you look at essence, let's just make a quick side tour here. So I, in early and mid game, value the Immortal Soul Essence very high. As you can see, I have not summoned any of my shards. I have not given any of these coins in order to buy either shards or essence, but I will definitely buy essence when there is somebody coming up in the market. So I don't spend my coins on souls, I spend them on essence just to reduce the gambling factor. And so I value these pretty high because these can actually help me to get 1-star and 2-star ascension, 1-star and 2-star souls, which is already pretty nice and can already help you quite a bit. Even the 3-star and 4-star souls, you're more easily going to get with the Immortal Soul Essence just because you get more. Eternal Soul Essence, you get very, very few, and I think you'll need 100 to get 1 champion to 5-star. I'm definitely saving for that, but I mean, I have 5 right now, and I obviously haven't spent any yet. I can get another 3 from here, and yeah, I have been playing for 1.5 months now, so it is very, very hard to accumulate these. Another indication for that is that the second highest reward right here only gives you 6. You know, that's a pretty big grind, and you'll only get 6 of these essences right here. So I'm not too fussed about this champion training event. Let's just quickly talk about the rewards right here. I have been able to finish 1, 2, 3, first or second or third in the last few events a few times. That being said, this event is going to be particularly hard. I mean, just look at it. It has been going on for like 15 minutes and somebody has already got 3,000 points. I usually only go up to the legendary tome, which is at 10 to 12,000 points, and then I finish the event just because it isn't really worth it. Then 1 or 2 hours before the event finishes, I just check where am I at? Am I first, second, third? Is it worth it to put in another few resources to maybe jump up one of the positions? That's for maximum efficiency basically. But in this event, there is a soul for a Mantu. It's not very likely that you are going to finish first, second, or third. Just do your thing, spend the energy you feel comfortable with. I'm definitely going to get these Immortal Essence, like I said, and I'm just going to look where this goes. I do have to upgrade Kale to 60 anyways as a reference. I want to use him in Clan Boss and stuff. Yeah, and in other areas. And I want to see how he holds up in 2025, which is going to be fun. Yeah, and then I just see where I can go from there. And see if I have other places where I want to spend my energy, or yeah, if I just want to continue to do champion training and see where I end up. Alright, so champion training is definitely one of the things that you want to look at, especially when you want to upgrade champion anyways, and especially when there is another event going on that gives you rewards. I'll talk about the event, the Orcs Path, after this, I think. Right, I'll do the tournaments first. Spider tournaments in general. It depends where you're at and what stage you can do. I can do stage 10 by now with my Bellower, which is pretty nice because stage 10 is definitely the best place to farm for a very long time. Basically until you can get up to stage, I think 16 as well, like in Dragon. I can't see what the energy cost is. I think it was stage 16. I mean, every time, even stage 13 is going to be amazing. Every time you can get 6-star accessories, it's going to be great. 16 will give you better 4 to 6-star gear, obviously, and the goal is stage 20. And then after that, well, that's a different topic. But if you get an HP burner, then you really should aim for stage 20. Before that, it's more like stage 10. For stage 13, you are probably either going to need 1 very strong AoE damage dealer or more than 1 AoE damage dealer. Just see what you can do. And then Spider tournaments are can definitely be worth it. Always look at the rewards. Is there an epic tome that I can use or that you can need? Yeah, what do you need basically? And do you need accessories? Have you farmed accessories enough already, or what is the need on your account? So Spider Tournament is definitely something that you can look at in general. Dragon Tournament, I think I want to talk about Dragon Tournament alongside Ice Golem and Fire Knight. Because in the beginning, I don't value Ice Golem and Fire Knight very high. Especially Fire Knight, Savage and Regen set are probably the best sets that you can get from the Fire Knight, and you don't need those two in the beginning of the game. You're not worried about maxing, or you can be, if it's fun to you, do it, but I mean, it's not, in my opinion, the most efficient way to focus your resources on your damage dealer, especially because there are different ways to do damage in the beginning, brimstone poisons, stuff like this. Ignoring defense is not going to be that efficient at the beginning. It is going to be essential in mid-end game, end game though. But like I said, that's for later on, and Fire Knight, there is an argument to be made that Fire Knight is the most important dungeon later on. In the beginning, it's definitely not so. Ice Golem has definitely fallen off. Well, I don't know if it has fallen off. It has never been really great. I think in the beginning, when there were less gear sets, people felt like these basic gear sets like health and defense and crit rate, they were stronger, and yeah, they have fallen off. So these two I wouldn't really put my energy into. Dragon, on the other hand, you can always, when there is a Dragon tournament going on, immediately double dip basically, even without a Dungeon Divers, just because you can get speed gear, which is important in the beginning, mid game, and even end game, not quite so much, but still important and still usable. You can get speed gear, you can, well, some lifesteal can be decent, and sometimes even accuracy gear can be alright, but the main goal is speed gear, and usually when there is a Dragon tournament going on, you also get an increased chance to get speed gear. The only little caveat is check what rewards you can get, and then it is, next to Spider, Dragon is definitely one of the tournaments that is worth it, worth to spend your energy on, in my opinion. Right, I think that is these tournaments finished. There is tournaments for Phantom Shogun as well, for example, which is Phantom Shogun and Sand Devil's Necropolis. I haven't touched these areas yet. I don't find them essential in the beginning. You will first need good gear, and then you can, you know, try to improve that gear. So before you start doing these, definitely focus more on Dragon and on Spiders then. That's my recommendation. That's why I don't focus on these in early and early mid game anyways. Haven't touched them, I think. Yes, haven't touched them. Right. I think that is basically all looking at tournaments that will cost you energy. Let me just briefly talk about other tournaments like Classic Arena, Tag Team Arena. If they are going on, try to be a bit more active in those areas, you know. You can focus on these. I have actually got pretty decent Relentless gear from, especially from Tag Team Arena tournaments. Tag Team Arena tournaments also give you very nice guaranteed rewards. So on the side, you know, these. So if you can focus on them, check for the rewards and see if they are worth it for you, you know. It's not energy that you spend in these. You basically just spend your own personal time, and that's just where you have to see what, you know, you can do and what you want to do. Alrighty. Okay. Double dipping. I think this is the perfect time to talk about the Orc's Path event. From a double dipping perspective, but also from a general perspective. And I think I'm even going to talk a bit about the Packmaster and the Hound, the fusion that is going on. It's just a very strong event to talk about a lot of things at the same time. What is my approach to this event? The tournament, the champion training tournament, is going on since 20 minutes. I haven't spent any energy today, only the one that I get naturally. And the rest I've been saving up, which is something that I recommend anyways. I have pretty quickly tried to just, as efficient as possibly, finish all these advanced quests and all the other quests, so that I'm basically free to do event stuff the rest of the day when I have time. That just a quick side note. And now I'm ready to go into the Orcs path and into champion training. How do I approach this? Especially with these paths, I usually accumulate sometimes there is a path that I know is best and that I'm definitely going for. In this case, however, I have already accumulated a few points. I will definitely get more, and I won't spend them just because I have no real grasp of where I will be able to go, how far I will be able to get. There is a few things I'm really interested in this path event. It's definitely the legendary tomes. Either side costs the same points. You just have to see which rewards you're going to want along the way. For me, it's probably going to be the left-hand side, just because I do like the immortal essence. I value them pretty highly, and you can decide what you find more important. Do you upgrade your gear or do you upgrade your accessories? Depending on that, you can make your decision. But there is also something else going on. This middle path here actually gives you 20 essence for 7,000 points, which is amazing. Like I said, I don't value these chaos ore very high, but here you can see this one for 7,500 points would give you 1,050, and here you get 20, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check on this. 1,050 times 2. Oh, right. Okay, so it's actually the same value. You actually get this. That's good to know. It's actually the same value, but here you just get more. The thing is, though, until what point can you get? You know, when I know that I can get the legendary tome, then I'm definitely going down the left-hand side. When I know I can't get the legendary tome, I'm definitely going down the middle, and I'll try to get more of these essences. Maybe even grabbing an immortal soulstone, but I'll have to see how things go. But I think when I grab both of these, and I might also be able to just go down for the legendary tome. I haven't really done the math. This is just down to you, you know? See what you like, see what you can do, see what you want to do. Okay, so let's really quickly talk about the Packmaster and his Hound. It is really unfortunate that I can't do this event. I would have loved the Hound and the Packmaster looking at this Orcs Path event especially. I think I saw a video saying that if you wanted to get the Packmaster, it's like 14 sacred shards or something, which is, no, 17 sacred shards, which is pretty decent in comparison to other events we have seen. On this new account, though, I would have loved to play with the two, but on this new account, I definitely can't finish the fusion yet, and I can't finish the Packmaster. I would be able to do fusions from, or I will be able to do fusions from now on, but this did look pretty different 2 weeks ago, so yeah, no chance there. So what I'm trying to say here, and what the message is going to be, pick and choose your battles, you know? It's pretty similar with tournaments as it is with fusions, as it is with the placement that you are trying to get to in a tournament. The thing is, if you are trying to go for something, and that is the main thing I would take away from this, I guess. If you're trying to go for something in this game, try to make sure that you can complete it. If you can't, it's just going to be very annoying. Basically, it's just going to be very annoying, and it's going to be wasted resources. So if you commit to champion training, you know, try to commit to champion training. I mean, if you don't have time because of your private life, and you notice that halfway in, well, then that's the way it is, you know. Always focus on your private life first, that much is for sure. But if you like look at champion training and then you see, oh damn, now I've got 4,000 points, but there is a dragon tournament going on that I also want to do. Really think about switching, like really be sure that you want to switch before you do, because you've already got 4,000 points, and check what rewards you can get from here on out. Maybe you can get these 75 fragments up here, and they are very nice actually. All right. Oh wow. Okay, so that kind of finishes me off quicker than I thought. Yeah, just a note on fusions whilst we are talking about it. Oh, and I need to talk about this gear enhancement event as well. Just talking about fusions while and giving a final note on that. It's like I said, it's the same thing with fusions. When you look at a fusion, if you want to do it, and when you decide that you definitely want to do it, check your shard count, see if you have a decent chance, if you feel like you can actually do it. Check your mystery shards, they are very important. See that you have some fragments of some champions accumulated. I actually have 40 fragments for Crocat, but that is just, by chance, just doing events on the side. I think this is the most important thing for fusions. You will need to be able to finish the summoning events and summoning tournaments, and yeah, see, that is most of the time the breaking point for people stopping to do fusions. All right, gear enhancement events. It's just a silver check. It's just a silver check. Try not to definitely go for them, but try not to spend your silver outside of these gear enhancement events. I'm a bit low on silver, but the champion training event is going to help me out. I'm definitely not trying to finish every single gear enhancement event just because I don't have the silver to do that. Just see where you can finish those that give you the best rewards. Same rule as it is with every event. And see where you might be able to double dip. If you have a gear enhancement event going on alongside a CVC, for example, that's going to give you very good points in both areas. And Plarium has done that quite a few times over the last CVC tournaments and over the last CVC events. All right, I think CVC is a good... damn, there is more subjects rolling in while I look to finish this video. CVC, I think whilst talking about tournaments and events, we also have to talk about CVC tournaments. I like CVC tournaments. I think they are fun, but I am a saver of resources, and I am pretty efficient with my resources, and that's where I think some kind of satisfaction kicks in. When you look at these CVC tournaments and when you see that you can actually get pretty decent points with relatively low resources and being relatively early game. So CVC, just as any event, but even more than most other events, is a question of how efficient are you with your resources and how much time do you want to invest in this game and how much effort do you want to invest in this game in order to get max CVC points. Because in CVC you will have to do things like Tag Team Arena, which isn't the most beloved area in this game. Also Faction Wars gives you decent points. Save up your tomes and your legendary tomes and stuff, and upgrade your champions there if you can. Sometimes the champion is just too important to wait until CVC, obviously. Just upgrade them then before. But yeah, that is a great resource. It's also a great resource for champion training tournaments. Not events, but for tournaments. You can ascend your champions during CVC. You can upgrade your Great Hall during CVC. There is a lot of stuff going on that you can do. And the big question is, do you want to save? Do you want to play Raid Shadow Legends, or do you want to play wait Shadow Legends? Do you want to wait, save your resources, use them at certain times, or do you just want to go? Just pull your shards and see what you get and have fun in the game. I guess these are the two main ways that you can play this game, and they are really shown at how you attack, how you proceed in events and tournaments, basically. So yeah, I think that's that. This video has definitely been going on for much longer than I thought, but that seems to be, I do seem to have that tendency with my latest videos. I hope it has been interesting nevertheless, and yeah, you take something away from this. In any case, I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you on the next video. Until then, bye.